the various realizations. So when I went and I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, the whole purport of Srila Prabhupada was talking about this realization of Paramatma, Bhagwan, and Brahman. And it was the thing which I had taught you yesterday was perfectly confirmed by Srila Prabhupada. It's something mystical. So we'll go ahead with our discussion. People with less intelligence consider the supreme truth to be impersonal, but he is a transcendental person, and this is confirmed in all Vedic literatures. Now, this is something interesting. Why Prabhupada is saying that people with less intelligence consider the absolute truth to be impersonal? First thing, in their small brain, they cannot understand that this whole world is coming from one person. They think how it is possible. Second thing, they apply material quality to supreme. They say if everything is coming from one person, that means he should become zero. If you take a page and you start dividing, then the original page is lost. The same quality they are applying to Krishna. But Krishna, the quality is 1 minus 1 is equals to 1. You take everything out from Krishna, still Krishna remains. You put everything in Krishna, still Krishna remains. So that is the whole point, because they don't understand Vedic literatures properly, and also because in the Vedic literatures there is a description of impersonal form of the Lord to negate that he does not have a material form. They only take the description which describe Krishna as non-material. They say material has form. So if something is non-material, it should have no form. That's their material intelligence. Any material thing has form. So, if Krishna or absolute truth is non material, that means he should have no form. But what is the real understanding? He does not have a material form. So, because they don't hear in parampara, they conclude like this. Nityo, nityo, nit, nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam. Kata Upanishad. Among all nityas, among all living entities, and among all the people who have consciousness, Krishna is the supreme conscious person. You need a phone or something. You are unable to find where is the page? Page number 15. As we are all individual living beings and have our individuality, the supreme absolute truth is also in the ultimate issue a person, and realization of the personality of Godhead is the realization of all of the transcendental features in his complete form. It's a very important point. When you are rendering service to Krishna, he appreciates just like any other person will appreciate. This is wrong actually. Others can't appreciate as the way Krishna appreciates your service. It's a very deep statement that has to be understood. Just like our devotee makes prasadam and we taste prasadam. Somebody gives class and we hear class. So in this way we appreciate his services. Are you able to understand this point? So Krishna is tasting our service at any time, anywhere. Make sense? Because he's everywhere in all the times. I don't know whether you can appreciate. Are you appreciating what I'm trying to say? There is no information gap between Krishna and you. If you are chanting Hare Krishna, do you think Krishna is hearing? Yes. He is not an impersonal who will not hear your chanting. He is not an impersonal person, or not. He is not an impersonal light who will not reciprocate if you are paying obeisances to him, or if you have just opened a book, Bhagavad Gita, still he appreciates whatever service a devotee does. He appreciates this. We should have faith, hearing from Shastra. He's in our heart only. Right now we're discussing Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is pleased. And it's amazing to please Krishna is very easy by hearing about him, by glorifying him, by remembering him. These three things are free of cost. And by worshipping him. And worship you can be a little bit expensive, but still is not very expensive. Not very expensive. Are you able to understand? I want to tell you a story. You like to hear stories? It's a very nice story which demonstrates how Krishna wants us to deal with him as a person. There was one fellow who was worshipping Krishna, a deity of Krishna, but his desires were not fulfilled. You have heard the story? Very nice story. And he gave up the worship. This fellow never listens to me. He is not fulfilling my desires. I'll not worship him. He became angry with Krishna. Then he had he brought a deity of Durga Devi, and he was worshipping Durga Devi. But when he was worshipping Durga Devi, the incense which he was offering, the smoke was going towards Krishna. And he became very angry. This fellow has not given me anything. Why should he smell the nice fragrance which I'm offering to Mother Durga? So then he went on the other side and tried to wave off the smoke towards Mother Durga. And then immediately Krishna appeared. Then he said, "What do you want, my dear child?" Then he said, "All the while I was worshipping you and you are not coming in front of me. Now I am worshipping Durga and you are coming in front of me." So the answer, what Krishna he said, "Now you are treating me as a person." You understand the point? Similarly, when we are chanting the holy names, we tend to forget that Krishna is the holy name. And that's why it is asked for us to try to be attentive. In any relationship, the most important thing is attention. Do you agree? Sometimes you're talking to a person and he picks up his phone and start talking to somebody else. Don't you feel completely disconnected? Disgusting was a very nice word. Disgusted and disconnected. I'm not important for you in any relationship. So, very, very beautiful point to be understood. Krishna is very much appreciative when we are doing services. Vrityasya hi krita aparad gurun, Vrityasya hi gurun napi aparadhan. Krishna, a sincere devotee who want to please Krishna, Krishna doesn't consider his big, big offenses. Rather, even a small service he does, he makes it very, very big. Even if a person becomes envious of Krishna, does not become angry. This is a beautiful quality of Krishna. You must understand this point. But the word is sincere servant. He's not to want to offend Krishna, but he's serving, then some offense might happen. But Krishna does not consider it very seriously. He only considers what service that devotee has done. Are you able to understand point? He's a very nice person. Not only nice person, he's the best person. He only sees what we can do, not what we can't do. That's why tomorrow's instruction for chanting is try to hear one mantra, because that is what you can hear. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Just forget what you have done and or what you have not done. Stop worrying about what will happen in the future. Just try to bring your consciousness in the present. And Krishna just sees that you are trying to serve him. I'm just talking on the point that Krishna is a person. And just like we can't really relate to it because we are brahmacharis, but those who are grahasthas can understand if somebody does anything to their small child, they feel very much offended. Small child. Similarly, if you give a candy to their child, they become very happy. Similarly, if you please devotees, Krishna being person, in the form of his name, in the form of his form, he becomes pleased with us. And if you offend the devotees, Krishna in the form of his name, Krishna in the form of his form, as a person, doesn't become happy. He doesn't want us to be like this. I don't know, you're able to. We must understand it's not a vibration, he's a person. The holy name is a person. Nam Prabhu. So if we want to achieve his full mercy, we want to please him. And pure devotees, when they chant Hare Krishna, they understand that he is Krishna himself. So they are little fearful or they are very, very careful not to offend him in any way. That's why that is the meaning of the word Adar Purvak, respectfully they chant the holy names. Does it make sense? The very important point we can learn from the simple point that Krishna is a person. And Prabhupada very nicely puts it. Even if the impersonalist chant Hare Krishna, they will not realize he's Krishna. They will never realize that he's Krishna himself, because in the beginning itself they are saying this is all Maya. So Krishna will never reveal in the form of his holy name that he is the person, that person. But because the devotee sincerely want to please Krishna, when he's chanting his holy names, then the Lord is very much pleased to reveal his glories within the heart of his devotees. I told you when Sanatan, we were discussing Sanatan Goswami's commentary on Jayati Jayati Ityadi Shlok. So because he's a pure devotee, Krishna in the form of his holy name is revealing his glories within the heart of Srila Sanatan Goswami Pad. So we should hear from pure devotees on whose heart Krishna is revealing that his opulences. There are two deep subject matters, but I'm just speaking on the point. Krishna is a person. Okay? The complete whole is not formless. It means the absolute truth is not impersonal. If he is formless or if he is less than any other thing, then he cannot be the complete whole. The complete whole must have everything within our experience and beyond our experience, otherwise it cannot be complete. Try to understand what does it mean. The meaning of Param Satya or complete whole or absolute truth means it is the source of everything. What is the definition of absolute truth? Source of everything. The source of everything is called absolute truth. Absolute truth is the source of everything. The source of everything is called absolute truth is the okay. Is understood? So Janvadi Asyatah. So now if I am seeing form in this world, so from where the form is coming? Absolute truth. So now can you see the form in this world? No. Yes. Yes. You are seeing form in the world. That's why you are seeing. If there is no form, how will you see? नहीं समझ में आ रहा है अगर रूप नहीं होगा तो दिखेगा कैसे So now these two statements you bring together. You are seeing, we are seeing form in this world. Yes? Yes. A very difficult question. Are we seeing form in this world or not? Quite difficult question. Where is your mind? I think your mind is becoming formless. Are you seeing me or not? This form, you're not seeing, everything you're seeing. So from where that form has come? Absolute truth. So will that absolute truth not have form? Okay. Now more philosophical point. What is darkness? Absence of light. Very nice. So now darkness is dependent on light. Light is not dependent on darkness. So light is primary quality and darkness is secondary quality. Is it possible to understand? You're able to understand? So the Lord, Supreme Lord, must have all the primary qualities. Similarly, just like darkness is absence of light, similarly formlessness is absence of form. So form is primary and formlessness is secondary. So Krishna being source of everything or absolute truth is the source of everything, he must have all the primary qualities. So in this way we must understand philosophically that he must have form. And he also has formlessness too, which is the Brahmajyoti. Just like Surya. Surya is there, Surya has form or not? But it also has an impersonal aspect, which is the lights, the light, the sun rays, but which are dependent on sun. Just like darkness is dependent on light, formlessness is dependent on form. I know this is dicey and difficult to understand, but if you put little bit mind, then you can understand. Okay? So the thing is, I was reflecting about that. When you start using your intelligence becomes sharp. But if you don't use it, it cannot become sharp in any other way. Exactly. I was just I was thinking about knife. If you don't come to class, the intelligence will never think about the subject matters. In the first step, you will not understand, but then you will think about it. What was spoken in the class? Then your intelligence begin to become sharp. Make sense? And then you chant also, that becomes more sharp. But we never hear, then we'll only talk about mundane subject matters, then the intelligence becomes very dull. The complete whole personality of Godhead as immense potencies, parasya shakti vividhaiva shruyate. How Krishna is acting in different potency is also explained in Bhagavad Gita. This phenomenal world or material world is in which we are placed is also complete in itself, because the 24 elements of which this material universe is a temporary manifestation according to Sankhya philosophy are completely adjusted to produce complete resources which are necessary for the maintenance and subsistence of this universe. There is nothing extraneous, nor is there anything needed. I'll explain this. You see, the Lord has an energy called material energy, which is eternal. And you know that the Lord activates it for creating this material world. So, what Prabhupada is telling here, that the 24 elements, that means earth, water, fire, air, ether, then the sense objects, and sense, Gyanendriya, Karmendriya, like that. This sense objects and the knowledge acquiring senses and the working senses, like this. So, this whole, if you count the 24 elements, so what Prabhupada is telling is, to create this material world, the material ingredients are sufficient. Nothing has to be brought from the spiritual world to create this material world. That's what Prabhupada is saying. Just like the Lord is complete, similarly his material creation is complete in itself. You don't have to bring anything from the spiritual world to create this material world. That's what he wants to say. Okay? Now, a small point. People think that when Krishna is creating this material world, because this material world is transforming, so Krishna is also transforming. But we must understand it's not like that. It is the eternal energies of Krishna which are transforming. The material energy which you know is Pradhan is transforming. It's not that the Krishna is transforming. Krishna remains untransformed. Aware, yes. And simply by his desire, he is creating this whole universe. Okay, he is not transformed even a little bit. He is not influenced by the modes of material nature. That is his special opulence. Okay, is too much or the processor is working still? 5 minutes more. Okay, there is nothing extraneous, nor is there anything needed. That means there is nothing useless in this material world. Extraneous means extra, which has no purpose. It's not like that. This manifestation has its own time fixed by the energy of the supreme whole, and when its time is complete, these temporary manifestations will be annihilated by the complete arrangement of the complete. Very simple. Language is difficult, but it's a very simple point. You know that how long the universe lasts? The whole lifetime of Brahmaji. And one day of Brahmaji is 1000 cycles of 1000 cycles of Chaturyogas. So then, like this, Brahmaji lives for 100 years, and this is the lifetime of whole universe. Simple. And this has been fixed by Krishna himself. For this time period, this whole material universe will exist. That's what Prabhupada is saying. And it's perfect. You're going to challenge. Why not 70? Why not 80? It is his desire. Okay. There is complete facility for the small complete units, namely the living entities, to realize the complete. And all sorts of incompleteness are experienced due to incomplete knowledge of the complete. This is very difficult. Nice English is very tough, na? Very simple. If the living entity wants to realize Krishna, there will be no shortage for facility. And if he wants to forget Krishna also, there will be no shortage of facility. Krishna is very kind. So main point, how I can become a pure devotee, is that I should desire to become a pure devotee. And that happens by the association of those who are desiring to be pure devotee or those who are pure devotee themselves. Make sense to you? And once that desire is implanted in the heart, which is the NDP, which is the real NDP. NDP means New Devotee Training Program, is that the implantation of a sincere desire to become a pure devotee of Krishna. What is the NDP? New, that I understand. New Devotee Program, but it is not limited to Brahmachari program. Mataji or Prabhuji, whomsoever you are cultivating, I should first of all be a sincere devotee. I may have material contamination, that's all right. I don't want those material contamination. Are you able to understand? Sincerity means I want to sincerely serve Krishna. Do you know, Sandhar Madhaprabhu, whether I have chanted 16 rounds or not? Is there any way I can ask, no, Sumudar Prabhu has chanted 16 rounds or not? Nobody knows. Yes. So, so now example is given of an insincere person. He will say, I am doing Nirjal Brat, but he will go to take bath in Yamuna and dip inside and drink water. This is called insincerity. समझ रहे हैं ना मेरे? So the real training for us, for ourselves and for others is, please be sincere devotee. Sincere and serious. Sincere means very without any ulterior motivations. He want to be a pure devotee. And to become a pure devotee, he executes Krishna consciousness very seriously. Because again, Krishna is a person and is sitting in our own heart. No matter how much contaminated we are, if we have a sincere desire to attain love of God, then Krishna will give us all the help because this is what he also wants. Choice is ours. Does it make sense? So, if a person is feeling I cannot become pure devotee, this is absolutely useless. You cannot say that I want to be a pure devotee and somebody can stop me. Nobody can stop you. Krishna, and very nicely, I'll finish with this. This is very nice. I'm speaking in English. Krishna cannot, please hear very carefully. I'll just really end with this. Krishna cannot resist one thing, and that thing is when a living entity sincerely wants to attain his lotus feet. Krishna cannot resist one thing, and that thing is when the living entity sincerely wants to attain his lotus feet. He'll make all the arrangements. I'll say one more thing in the same context. When the living entity comes towards Krishna, and even once he says, Krishna, I have forgotten you for so many lifetimes. I am your sincere and serious servant. You please accept me. Krishna will never reject that person. And he says, this is my vow. I'll say one more thing in the same. You know that pastime, but it's very nice to meditate upon. When, what is his name? Vibhishan was thrown or kicked by Ravan, and he was coming by airplane, not airway actually. So everybody was doubting. He is a brother of Ravan or whatever. He's Asura. He's definitely is going to harm us. We should take him into bondage or kill him like that. Then Lord Ram asked Hanumanji, what should we do? So Hanumanji said, at least we should try to find out what his intentions are. Then Lord Ram says a very beautiful statement, very famous statement. What is that? Sanskrit I'm forgetting right now. Tavasmiti yachate abhyam sarvada tasme dadati etam mritamama. That if a person comes, Lord Ram says, with a single arrow, I can destroy all the demons. So I have no a fear of him. He can do anything to me. But if he's coming to take shelter of me, I'll keep him near the core of my heart. Very nice statement. No? The younger brother of Ravan. But if he's taking shelter of Lord Ram, he has this kind of attitude. And then he says that the famous shloka in Ramayana, that I'm just forgetting that shloka starting very nicely. He says that somebody comes to me and sincerely says, my Lord, I am yours. Tavasmiti yachate. My Lord, I am yours. No matter how I am yours. Abhyam sarvada tasmay dadami etam vratam mama. That for time eternity, I'll give him fearlessness. I will never reject him. This is my vrata, Lord Ram says. Same thing with Krishna. He's the same person. This is our hope. I'm just forgetting that shloka's beginning. Very beautiful shlok and quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Similarly, Krishna never rejects. Even once a person has surrendered, Krishna, please protect me. Krishna, I'm in your shelter. And that's why every day we go before Krishna and say, I'm in your shelter. Please protect me. I'm a fool. Please protect me. Please give me protection. Krishna will always give protection to such a devotee. We'll stop at this very nice meditation. Thank you all very much. Is there any question? I'll just check. Uh, okay, no questions as of now. So with this mood, we should tomorrow try to chant Hare Krishna. Not Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Radha Rama, Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, not like that. My Lord, in the form of the holy name, you are appearing in on my tongue. I take shelter of you. I have no other shelter. This point of shelter, I want to say, very nice point which Burijan Prabhu mentioned. Bahut acha, bahut sundar. One time, Gandhi ji had a fight with his wife, Kasturba Gandhi. You know this pastime, beautiful. This is heart touching point. Burijan Prabhu mentions it in his book. So Gandhiji said, "You get out of this home." She was a like what a pativrata क्या बोलते हैं? Chaste lady. So she went out of the house actually. After some time, she knocked the door. Then Gandhiji opened the door and he said, "I have nowhere to go." And then she came back. And that is the mood of a devotee. Mahatma Gandhi told Kasturba Gandhi, "You please leave this home. I don't want to see your face." And then she again knocked back, "I have nowhere to go." So that is the mood of a devotee. I may be fallen. I may have all the bad qualities. That's how actually a humble devotee feels. But I have nowhere to go except Krishna. मारो भी राखो भी जो इच्छा तुहार नित्य दास तुवा प्रति adhikara. Beautiful point by Bhakti Thakur. You may kill me or you may just whatever you want to do, but in all the situations you are my Lord. This is the mood of a devotee. This is the mood of a devotee who's taking shelter of Krishna. Okay, we shall stop here. Thank you.